Hello, welcome to Morris Money, where we give you stock tips in under 5 minutes. I'm your host, Morris Willie. Today, we have some exciting news. Senseonics won FDA approval for their new 180-day glucose monitoring system. Senseonics Holdings announced on Friday the FDA approval of its next-gen SENS E3 continuous glucose monitoring system. The company anticipates the U.S. launch of the product to begin during Q2 2022 with the participation of its global commercial partner, Ascensia Diabetes Care. SENS E3 CGM system was found to have a mean absolute relative difference of 8.5% in the PROMISE study, which supported its FDA approval. The long-term implanted CGM system offers accurate glucose readings for up to 6 months, the company said. Patients will appreciate the excellent source of accuracy of the system and the ability of the sensor to last 6 months. This is another step forward for patients who desire to manage their diabetes with all the advantages of the SENS CGM system with the fully implanted sensor, noted Sitesh Garg. Pretty sure I butchered that name. A professor of medicine and director of the adult diabetes program at the Barbara Davis Center of the University of Colorado, Satish was the principal investigator of the PROMISE study. Meanwhile, with the announcement, Senseonics released its guidance for this year to indicate between $14 million to $18 million in global revenue for 2022. It expects to report unaudited revenues of roughly $4 million for Q4 2021 and roughly $13.7 million for the past year. The cash equivalents, and marketable securities stood at $182 million at 2021 year-end, according to unaudited data. The company's unauditable revenue figures for the last quarter and full year 2021 have exceeded Wall Street forecasts, but all this great news didn't stop Senseonics from dropping 33% today. Why could this be? Now, I've heard a lot of different theories thrown around today, but the two that I found most interesting were Senseonics giving out lower than expected revenue numbers for the coming year and potential shorts covering their positions. Now, let's talk about the revenue numbers. Senseonics expects global revenue numbers to be between $14 and $18 million, and I can't even lie. Now, I must be honest, I'm not a big forecasting guy. I like to listen to the news and I kind of go off of what other people are saying, but even I thought revenue numbers between $14 to $18 million are extremely short for a new product coming out, and Senseonics expects the 180-day sensor to be available around the second quarter of 2022. Now, as I've said before, we have some type 1 diabetic patients here at Morris Willie. Willie himself is a type 1 diabetic. And if I was a type 1 diabetic myself, I'd love to get my hands on this technology. So you're telling me we still have 2 quarters within 2022, and within those 2 quarters, you don't see massive revenue growth alone in those 2 quarters? I think within those 2 quarters, don't quote me on this, but we could see easily $14 million in revenue from everybody wanting to get their hands on this 180-day sensor. But that's just my opinion. And second, the shorts. Now, this is more so rumor mill information and not necessarily factual, but I've heard that short sellers were squeezing up the stock as they were trying to cover their positions before the imminent FDA approval. Now, but in the last 2 weeks, roughly between January 27th and Monday, February 7th, earlier this week, Senseonics ran up a massive 72%. I don't think you see that large of a run-up off of people coming in off of speculation of the FDA approval alone. I think it came from shorts covering their positions and subsequently squeezing the stock up to highs of $3.70. But this could all just be me. Now, the drop today could have potentially came from people selling the news, but honestly, anything is up for debate, so let me know what you think below. How do you feel about the Senseonics news? The 180-day sensor FDA approval is what we've been waiting for, but it dropped 33%. So let me know your thoughts. Did you buy, sell, or are you still holding after today? Please don't take this video as financial advice, and thank you for watching Morris Money.